WrestleBuddy Podcast. All about wrestling. Subscribe and follow for more content.
Hey WrestleBuddies, welcome to our SummerSlam predictions. I am your host Andy today, and I'm joined by the guiding hand of WrestleBuddy Alex, the Rev Cupid Harold, and Zane. So welcome, guys.
Don't everybody talk at once now. Don't everybody talk at once now.
Just leave me hanging there, lads. It's okay. All right, so how are we all feeling about SummerSlam before we get into the predictions? Are we excited for it? Are we looking forward to it? Or, what's your feeling on the card so far?
For me, it's just a lackluster card, not something amazing. Other than the main event, it is just like okay.
Yeah. You'd expect more from a stadium card, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Harold?
Well, we are trained to look at it as an okay card, let's say. We're trained. See, they're training us to look at the cards in a certain way, right? So they can come out and say, okay, we're going to screw with your minds and we're going to make it even better. See, we're trained. They're training us. They're hurting us into thinking one particular thought, and then they can turn around and make it spectacular and we can go say, oh, wow, man, when that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
For me,
Same.
It's like I'm excited, but I'm kind of upset because they're tweaking the card already. Why don't you wait and tweak it the day of the program and surprise everybody instead of letting them know ahead of time what's going on?
Yeah. How about you, Zane?
Yeah, I feel like for something that has been built as the second biggest event of the year, or maybe even this year's WrestleMania, given that the conditions that the build for WrestleMania happened under, I feel like it's a bit lackluster. And as Harold said, there are going to be surprises. But as of now, looking at the card, it doesn't seem like a normal SummerSlam or a normal stadium show. So I'm excited as usual, but not as much as I expected that would be.
Yeah, I feel the same buzz about the whole weekend. Feel like it looks like it's going to be a good weekend. Obviously, Rampage is going to help that, and I'm hoping we're going to get some surprises on Smackdown as well. Obviously, this card that we're going to predict now is just the cards up to now. Obviously, that could change in the next day or so. And also, I feel like there could be a few surprises. I don't think WWE are going to let a stadium setting go without bringing somebody back for a big pop that they can throw on social media for a long time to come. But anyway, guys, let's get straight into this. So we'll go straight into the first match that we've got on the match card that I've got in front of me. It's Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss. Alex, do you want to start with you? I know you're dying to have your view on this. So
I'll just say about this match that what the fuck is that? That's it. There's no other thing about this match, because why they are putting such a lame match in a pay-per-view like this kind of a WrestleMania kind of pay-per-view. And they are putting Eva Marie versus Alexa, supernatural Alexa, not the normal Alexa.
Yeah.
So it's just BS.
I think it would have made more sense if they put Doudrop in there instead of Eva Marie. Save Eva Marie for like maybe Survivor Series. Okay, then we could see, what has happened since. The storytelling, I think, for this particular match has been kind of lackluster.
yeah, and what about you, Zane?
Yeah, so the build for the match is totally dog shit. Eva Marie has been a good heel. She didn't need to be paired up with Alexa or being feuding with Alexa right now. I think that during the match, here is my prediction. I feel like Alexa's going to pick up the win, and Doudrop or Piper Niven is going to cost Eva Marie the title. So they're building towards the Piper Niven versus Eva Marie match, and I think that's going to happen 3-4 times on Raw, and then they're going to do a rematch on Survivor Series again.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be Doudrop versus Eva Marie at some point. Me personally, I think that the best thing about this match is hopefully it's going to be the end of the feud. At least we'll put a full stop on it. And I see, I'll get into it a bit more later on, but I feel like Alexa's going to move on to something better than this. A ready-made feud for the, but as I say, we'll talk about that a bit more. So, out of this, we all Alex, prediction?
Eva Marie.
Okay. Harold?
I'd say Alexa before she turns back into the goddess.
Okay. Zane?
Yeah, Alexa's not winning this, I think.
Okay, I'm going to go with Alexa because, as I say, as I get into a bit further on, I feel like she's destined to go on to something else. Okay, so next match we've got Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, and I'm going to mention this stipulation, but it doesn't really mean anything that Veer and Shanky are barred from ringside, as though that makes any difference. But yeah,
and Drew can use the sword as well. Drew has a sword in this match.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in before I let anyone jump in on this one. I am going to be so
Punjabi
disappointed.
prison match.
Yeah.
I want Punjabi prison match.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. It was never going to happen in a stadium, was it? But I am going to be so disappointed with this match if, you know, even if Drew chases one of them and they run into a box and he chops it in half like one of them magicians and they can't see the face and the head go or something like that. If somebody doesn't get chopped in half, I'm going to be really disappointed. So.
This is like this is the worst storyline feud which is going on for the SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal is just like so lame.
But do you think to yourself that because Drew was so overexposed during the Thunderdome era that he needs kind of a feud like this where he's getting lost in the pod before they do a reset on him?
I'll say that after Drew lose to Lashley, his booking is just directionless. WWE doesn't know what to do with him.
But do you not think that they're doing that? I know it's directionless, but with him kind of being lost in the bottom ashes of the card at the moment, do you not feel like they're leaving him there so that they can re-throw him up there when the time's right and he finally gets his moment that he should have got, that was unfortunately took away from him due to the pandemic?
Yeah, I'll say yes in this. And I feel that Jinder Mahal is a perfect opponent for McIntyre.
Yeah.
But the way they are building this feud, it is not good for both of them.
No.
The two guys who introduced like this Shanky and what is the name of other guy? Veer?
Yeah.
So what they are doing, they just get scared by a shot and they just run away.
Yeah.
Every week, same thing happens.
Yeah.
He saw the shot and they just run away. He's a 7-foot guy. He's a 7-foot guy. There's not even a single week that they destroy McIntyre properly. This McIntyre hit him like 34 shots of chair to this Shanky.
I remember that 34 shots. Yes.
So it is clearly visible that who will win in this feud.
Okay, so we'll go.
And a lot of things. I didn't mean to.
And I feel that this feud will get over within this SummerSlam only because after SummerSlam draft will happen, and McIntyre will draft it to SmackDown and challenge Roman Reigns. I feel it will happen like that only.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. The only thing that I'm kind of, I don't know whether he will go to SmackDown or not, is just the fact that I feel like the company owe him that title win in front of the big crowds and the big pop that he never got at that SummerSlam that was in the Performance Center. And would they move him over to SmackDown knowing the fact that he's not going to topple Reigns?
The problem is they don't have enough opponent for Reigns now.
Yeah.
That's the main reason that they are shifting him there. And Big E will come to Raw and McIntyre will go to SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Big E, it doesn't really matter where he goes, does it? Because I'm assuming no one's ever clarified this, but Money in the Bank can be used on any show. So realistically, Big E could show up where he wanted, couldn't he?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's not spend too much time on this match. So, Alex, prediction?
Drew McIntyre.
Harold?
I think everybody's forgetting the fact that Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, and the Punjabis, Maharaja, whatever, used to be together as 3MB. This could be the beginning of a great feud. They got to start somewhere, so start here.
Yeah. Okay, so who are you going for win?
I'd like to see the Maharaja take it. I think he's been there long enough now that he deserves another push.
Okay, and Zane?
Yeah, I feel like this feud could have been so much more with the history. They were both released the same day. Jinder came back, became WWE champion. Drew came back, became WWE champion. They could have done so much, but in the end, they did it about a fucking motorcycle and a sword. So yeah, I think Drew's gonna take this one.
Okie doke, right. So we move on to our next match on the list that I've got here. Obviously, this is not Card Pacific, it's just the list that we've got. My favourite match of the night, and I think it's going to be the stormer of the night and the headliner, Edge versus Seth Rollins. Now, for me, this match, if you go back to 2019 before Edge come back, this is a fantasy match. This is a what-if match, but we're actually going to get it.
Yes, because this is like the heel versus heel. He was the greatest heel of his time, and now Rollins is doing the same. And they even runs a video package that these both are heels and all this stuff. So this is like a dream match. And this is the first match, which I will say the match of the night. And the second match will be Sheamus versus Damien Priest. That will be an underrated banger. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Well, WWE put a tweet out today, say who is in the most danger of losing a title. And I chose Sheamus because he's had that title for quite a while now.
Yes.
And Priest has been getting that push. So therefore, I think it's time for him to have the belt.
Okay, well, we'll go on to that match in a second. Let's focus on the Edge Seth Rollins match for now. I feel like, as I say, it's got a really, if you go back to 2019,
big match feel like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, but also, as I say, if we go back to 2019 and we're sitting here now talking,
it was a dream match.
And it was a dream match. It's like, you know, if you turn around and say, I don't know, Roman Reigns versus the Ultimate Warrior, or Stone Cold Steve Austin versus John Cena,
Goldberg.
them type of matches. But we're actually going to get to see this one, which is awesome.
Big time.
And
the way they are booking this stuff, that is really, really good. Why? Because they are keeping this thing in mind that in 2014, Rollins tried to break Edge's neck to bring back the authority. They started the storyline from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I remember
really
that.
good.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's really good.
And the fact that WWE have acknowledged
Edge will win this match. Definitely Edge will win. I don't think so that Rollins is going to win, but this match will be like, they will stretch this match till Survivor Series, I think so. Or maybe something before. Like Extreme Rules is there, I think so, after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
They will face off again.
Yes.
This will be like a best of three kind of stuff. This
we've still got
TLC
to come as well, haven't we?
Yes.
TLC in September, is
It's
it?
in December, I
No.
think so.
It's Extreme Rules, Survivor Series, then TLC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
Stretch
Clash
this
of
feud
Champions
between
is
them two.
payback.
Clash of Champions, yeah.
These
So
are
it could go through to them type of ones.
Yeah,
it could go,
it will go like best of
time.
three kind of.
The thing that we've got to remember is, though, it's all dependent on Edge, because I don't think he's running a full schedule anyway. So, but I
he's
suppose
only
if you
part-time,
do, but if you do drag this feud on, I suppose the good thing about that is Seth Rollins could carry this for the weeks that Edge is in here. He's so good on the microphone, he can carry this on. But I think as well as the fact of Edge lost it at WrestleMania, he lost his last time out against Roman Reigns. It's time for him to get that win and the big pop alongside it, isn't it?
I agree with that. But see, the thing is, people are forgetting that Edge is only part-time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to get into Seth Rollins in a moment here. So the thing is, Seth Rollins, we're undoubtedly seeing the best Seth Rollins we have seen for a long time. He has the capability of carrying on this feud, like was mentioned earlier. And even though Edge is not there, it doesn't matter because he has the capability on the mic to carry that feud and to make and to keep people vested in that feud. And you can't buy that. And Seth Rollins is doing it.
Yeah. 100%. And I think Edge needs that win more than Rollins does. I think if Rollins loses, it just adds to the fire of that. You know, I lost. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair, and you know that kind of character. Yeah. So I feel like this is you know, if you're a booker and you're a writer for this feud, it's like it's a win-win because Edge wins. You know, we get the pop, we get the happy feet, the happy moments and stuff like that. And if Rollins loses, it actually helps develop his character some more. So you know, I feel like there's no kind of if Edge wins and Rollins loses, there's no loser, if that makes sense. Everybody's a winner in terms of going forward.
Oh, they're good. They're both good at putting people over, no matter who they're against. Whether they win or lose, the fact is the other person is getting put over, no matter what.
I feel that Rollins will lose in SummerSlam, and at Extreme Rules they'll have a match like a TLC match between both of them, and Rollins will win that match because TLC is the core of Edge career. So I feel that Rollins will win that match, and then they will have some sort of Survivor Series showdown or something like that.
Yeah, I know they got.
I agree with that somewhat, but I think it should be in reverse, considering Edge is the master of the TLC match.
Yeah,
I could see Edge losing this match at SummerSlam
and winning the TLC match.
Yes, yes,
You know,
that would make more sense to me as a fan because he is the originator of the TLC stuff.
It's just more because he hasn't won a match in a while. But I tell you what would be kind of cool would be if say for instance, they got all the way to SummerSlam, to Survivor Series, and we kind of had like a
Survivor Series team
match, but like Seth Rollins saying, "I'm the future, you're the past," and then Edge brings back some previous stars to be part of his team, and Rollins as a team of present day superstars. That would be spot on. That really would, but. Whether that's in the offering, probably
but
not.
The problem is they book the entire Survivor Series as a brand warfare.
Yes,
Raw versus Smackdown.
Yeah, well, they might not. But
that doesn't mean they can't have like a feud within the brand feud either. I mean, that's what Survivor Series is for.
They can have this match.
Okay, well, let's get the predictions then. So, Alex,
for me, it is Edge.
Harold?
Seth.
Okay. Dane?
Rollins, He needs to win this one.
Right, I'm going for Edge. So we've got 50-50 on this one. Okay, so we move on to our next match. The Usos.
Yeah, we'll fight after the show.
Just book a plane.
So the next match, we got the Usos versus the Mysterios for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Good match for me. I think this feud's being really, really well told, and this is the final match. Obviously, I like the fact when a champions get a rematch when they lose the titles. I think it's always been the case in wrestling history, and it should always be. So, obviously, we're getting the return match out here. For me personally, I don't really see this being any different, but I do see it being a fun match. I don't think, I've said this quite a lot on everything I talk about. I don't think I've seen the Usos have a bad match, and I don't see that happening here. Yeah. But for the greater good going forward, I do see the Usos retaining for the tag belts to be part of the Bloodline story going forward and whatnot. So, what about yourselves?
Yeah, I find it hard to care about this match. Sorry, frankly, because I feel like Bloodline is being carried by Roman Reigns, and if it wasn't linked to Roman Reigns at all, like no one would be actually paying any attention to this match. And I feel like within the last few Smackdowns, they've done so many iterations of the Usos versus the Mysterios that for me, this match has lost its appeal per se, like when it had for Money in the Bank, because it was put on the kickoff show for that event as well, and the title change took place. So I don't feel like there's as much excitement heading into this match. But then again, it's going to be a great match because these are at least three really good competitors in the ring.
Yeah, I think if you take away the fact of the of the storylines not being great and stuff like that, but it is what it is, and I'm excited because of the in-ring work we're going to get in this match. I feel like it'll just be a really solid wrestling match, which is, Alex?
For me, this Usos will retain because this Bloodline storyline is going on, so I think so they will retain the title.
Yeah. Harold, what about you? This one?
I like the family aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I can't say I don't. But you got to remember, both those families have been around for generations, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Samoan dynasty thing is what they're trying to pull off, and I got to say that it is somewhat being done half decent. But everybody forgets, even though with the Samoan dynasty being as powerful as they are, so has the tie between the Guerreros and the Mysterios, okay? Those guys go back a long, long way.
Yeah.
Mysterio himself, his family goes back a long, long way before even WWE even became started. So a lot of people are forgetting the family history behind this match, I find. As far as the winner goes, I really don't care who wins this match. I want it to be a good match. You know, it's one of those matches you don't care who wins, but as long as it's put on a good product, you don't care who wins.
Yeah.
So therefore, I think I'm going to refrain from picking a winner on this one because it's going to be kind of a hard
sitting
call.
on the fence, eh?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence on this one.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so we'll move on from there. You know, I think you're right there. No matter which way it goes, I think it's going to be a good match. But I do feel like
that's all I want out of it. A good match. That's, you know, if it's a good match, I think the fans will be happy.
And I think one thing that, sorry, just before we do move on, that people haven't really mentioned much is the one thing I love about this whole bloodline story and the head of the table is with Roman having to deal with Cena, the whole storyline of the family is kind of being put on the back burner. But it's not on the back burner. It seems like Roman's had to leave them to go and deal with Cena. And once he's dealt with Cena, he'll come back and deal and you know, go with them then. And I think this is the beauty of this storyline. It seems like it makes the title matches for me more important because when the title matches aren't there, Roman's with them all the time. He's saying stuff to them. He's dealing with stuff. But then when a credible threat becomes Roman's way, he kind of, you deal with that and then he focuses straight ahead. And it's just a little bit that I've noticed with this storyline and I really like that.
And that's being done well. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
100% is being done well.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next match. For me, going to be the feel-good moment of the whole show, probably. AJ Styles and Omos versus RK Bro. If Matt Riddle does not come out on a camel, I will be upset. But I also want to see him come backwards like Bobby the Brain Heenan at Las Vegas WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 9, I remember that.
The best thing in WWE right now, in my opinion.
Yes.
Apart from the Reigns and Cena feud, we'll get to that. But RK Bro has been like the best thing on Raw at least.
Yeah,
and I really
on Raw, yes.
Yeah, I really hope to see RK Bro win. So maybe AJ can get separated from Omos for a while and target the WWE Championship. Yeah, so I really see RK Bro winning. I don't see this going any other way.
No.
Yeah.
Same here. I feel like sorry, go on after you.
For me, it's not a question of if AJ Styles needs Omos. The question for me is, does Omos need AJ Styles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think he does, and I feel like because they've put them together, Omos has learned a lot from AJ. But then you've got to ask yourself, who wouldn't learn something from actually being in a feud with AJ? So that would be the next natural progression for me.
Yeah.
Is for Omos to learn some kind of ring work by doing that. Alex, over to you.
For me, RK Bro will win. That is a clear prediction because there is no chance that AJ will retain the title with Omos. But I have a gut feeling that in some time, like in a month or two, Randy will betray Riddle and then they have a feud.
I think that, to be honest, I don't see them having a feud until WrestleMania next year, maybe.
Yeah. And I think Riddle is going to
start by Survivor Series.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Start this thing by Survivor Series.
Because I see
Riddle. Sorry, go on.
I was just saying that I see Riddle turning because everyone's thinking that Orton's going to turn. But what if Riddle turns? Like that may be a stretch, but I feel like that might be something that might have crossed the creative team's mind.
It could do. I mean, I see Riddle going for the championship at some point. I think one thing that everyone seems to be really hot on him at the moment, especially backstage. Even Goldberg, I don't know whether you've seen his comments on Riddle the other day.
Yeah.
I'm not your bro.
well, apparently now he is.
Yeah.
Apparently he is now, isn't he? So
yeah, but Riddle's still a break, according to Goldberg.
I would love to see Riddle turn heel. I really would.
I don't see it happening. I think there's too much merchandise and
Riddle,
everything else
Riddle
back
is
over there.
not is not a good heel.
No.
He's
But
not a
he's
heel.
working. But he's working evolved.
I think that's why they put him with Randy Orton to learn about being a heel.
Yeah.
I think that's where this is going to go.
I think
What's
he
to
put him
say?
with Randy Orton just to give him more credibility.
Yes.
Yeah,
That too, but like, what's to say he can't learn to pick up on how to be a good heel though?
I just don't think
Orton-
with the character.
No, Riddle doesn't look like a heel. He doesn't look like a heel.
I think they're building them, slowly but surely. They wouldn't put
The
this
slow
much
burn.
investment. They wouldn't put this much investment into this type of character for them just to spin him. I feel like he's going to go on maybe a Royal Rumble win, or
I think
we might actually get Bro in the bank next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, that doesn't mean he can't do it as a heel either.
No, but
I think all I'm saying from a business standpoint, I think it would be a good. It would really jack him up in the eyes of the fans. Okay. If
I
he
just
turned
think
heel with
from
Randy Orton,
yeah,
him
if you're
and
going to
Randy
go
Orton
for
be like rated RKO. I mean,
yeah, but if you're going to go for like a type of Bro in the bank and stuff, you want him to be a face so that you can sell more, kind of merchandise and whatnot,
But when's the last time we've seen a proper comedic face as the champion? Because as a top champion, because I think that Vince has this ideology that if he wants to push someone as the face of the company, they need to be a serious guy. And if Riddle turns heel, which I think he will, because I think Vince is seeing him as his next guy, as his next prospect, and he's being pushed accordingly. So I feel like when Riddle turns heel, he's going to win the Rumble and he's going to go on to win the championship.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Could happen. I think like one thing that Riddle has shown during the time when Randy's been off TV, when Randy Orton come back, I knew he'd be gone, but I didn't really, when they mentioned how long he'd actually been off TV for, I was shocked. But then that's a testament to how well Riddle's done in his absence by keeping that going. Because I didn't realise Randy Orton was actually gone for 5 weeks, and I was like, what? And it just didn't see. Yeah, it didn't seem that long. And as I say, I put that down to Riddle doing well in his absence and keeping it going. Okay, so on this one, Alex,
RK Bro.
Okay. Harold,
I'd have to go with RK Bro.
okay, Zane,
RK Bro.
okay, all RK Bros. The first one we've had, full house.
I win.
On to our next one. Sheamus versus Damien Priest, United States Championships. We'll start with you, Alex.
This will be the match of the night, other than Edge versus Rollins. And I feel that Sheamus will retain because it is a definite thing that Miz and Morrison will interfere in this match. And this will become a multi-man kind of fatal four-way or something for Extreme Rules. And then Damien Priest will win.
Yeah. Okay. Harold, what about you? Any thoughts on this match?
They have vested a lot of time in Priest. Okay. They put him with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania, and they carried it off well. Which only tells me that he's ready to carry that title. I have to disagree with Alex and say I think Priest could take the title and hold it for a long time.
Okay, Zane?
I actually feel like Sheamus is going to win this one. Yeah, I think he's holding on to the title for a while until Priest is going to be the one to take it up. But I feel like, as Alex said, Miz and Morrison are going to get involved in this somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like at the moment it's not going to be Priest's time. I think Priest's time is coming. If it does happen, which, I agree with you, Alex, and yourself saying I see it coming a mile away with Miz and Morrison. I hope this isn't the case because, one, I've seen so many matches with these people in the same match that I don't want to see it anymore. I can't even bear to see them standing in the same place. Even if I seen a Royal Rumble and I see Miz come out when he was in the ring, I'd be like, oh, not this again. They've milked the Bad Bunny stuff now and they need to let it go. He could potentially win it because, obviously, let's face it, he's done a great job in the feud with Bad Bunny, and he's done really, really well, and he carried the match at WrestleMania, and so maybe this is his reward. Maybe we might not see Miz and Morrison because, on Raw this week, as much as it pains me to watch, I did note, obviously, the little bit that they done with Moist TV, which I thought was really funny. The kind of already starting to tease at a breakup between them two. So, could that be the route they're looking to go down rather than use Priest again, and we might just see a straight swap here? But I'm not mad at Sheamus being champion. I like Sheamus. I'm loving this character. As I say,
big time.
Obviously, I'm from the UK. I know a lot of Irish lads, and I know Irish lads that still wear them sheepskin coats with Sylvie hats and all the rest of it. So I'm really liking that kind of character he's got going on with, and it makes me laugh because I know a few Irish fellas that speak like that. Fergal, you know about it, mate. He speaks like that. I
have to agree with whoever said it earlier. I think the Priest Morrison Miz thing is being a bit overdone. If the Morrison and the Miz interfere in this match, it's going to detract from the match. Period.
Yeah. I feel like the problem we've got it.
If Sheamus wins, if he takes it, I like to see him take it clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And as I say, I feel like just at the moment, the likes of these Miz Morrison feuds, and I know we're going back to the well with Bianca and Sasha, but obviously I don't mind that because it's been a while since we've seen it. But we're going to see more of this, guys. Unfortunately, with the cuts of the talent and the depths of the roster not being there as much, we are going to see these feuds kind of drag out a bit longer than what they should do. We might see some call-ups from NXT, which might help that out a little bit more. But unfortunately, I feel like that was probably one of the main reasons why they did a lot of releases, because we do see the same feuds over and over again. I mean, hands up who got sick to death of Bobby and Drew McIntyre, because I know I did. In the end, I was just like, oh God, So, but anyway, so we're all going. So, Alex, start with you. Prediction.
Sheamus.
Harold.
I'd like to agree with Alex, but I think it's time Priest holds the belt.
Hey.
I'm gonna have to go with Priest on this one.
Zane?
Sheamus.
Hey, I'm gonna go with Sheamus. I feel like I want him to lose it clean.
Beat me up, why don't you?
No, to be honest, if Priest wins it, I'm not mad at the fact of that. But I feel like one Sheamus has got a little bit to go, and also I feel like sometimes like when we look at an Eva Marie versus friggin' Alexa Bliss, or
why the hell
probably Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like this feud. I still want more of it. I'm not bored of it. I feel like we can get some more out of this feud, and I feel like by Sheamus winning that title is retaining, should we say? We've still got another rotation of this storyline to go for me. So that's my reasoning for picking Sheamus on this. Okay.
Like I'd like to see Priest take it, but I wouldn't be. It's like me. I'd like to see Priest take it, but I wouldn't be upset if Sheamus retained.
I feel like we want him to take it, but I feel like it'd mean more if he doesn't win it now and he wins it later down the line. I think it means more.
Exactly. I'll agree with you on that.
I think at the moment WWE needed to do a bit more to make us want to see the win, because I don't think they can't convince us that we want to see Priest as champion just yet. So okay, we'll move on to the next match. Rematch from WrestleMania. We've got Bianca Belair, champion, versus Sasha Banks for SmackDown women's title. This time we'll start with Zane.
Yeah, I feel like I'm actually going to say Bianca Belair is going to win this one, because according to recent reports, Naomi has been moved over to SmackDown. And I feel like she's going to join the bloodline and she's going to be the next challenger. And she's going to need a babyface to feud with. So unless Sasha Banks turns face, I don't see Bianca Belair dropping the title, because I feel like they really need to do the Naomi Bianca Belair feud now. Yeah.
Okay. See, for me, this is the match that I think we may see Becky Lynch.
Oh,
exactly. There's your return for Becky Lynch. Insert yourself into the match and win the title and freak everybody out.
I don't think we're going to get that. But I think one thing people are overlooking is, why is all of a sudden Zelina Vega and Carmella sided with Sasha Banks. Why do they need to be there? What's the reasoning?
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like they're kind of setting it up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree
and
with you on that.
also I feel like because of the fact that Seth's, let's talk real life outside the kayfabe, Seth's on SmackDown and they've both got a baby, so it makes sense for the two of them to do the traveling together and be at home as a family unit together.
Yeah.
So I do see.
Well, they don't
Becky
like
Lynch
splitting
more
couples
on
up anyway.
SmackDown.
That's not their and I agree with you because they don't like
they?
splitting couples up. They do not like splitting couples up. They really don't. I mean, that's just
but the thing is,
that's what they try to make us believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing. I think with them two is because they've got the baby, and I think let's face it, the two of them have got a lot of sway in the locker room and backstage potentially. I feel like if Becky's got a lot of sway in negotiations for her return, and I feel like she will go to SmackDown based on that, because otherwise, could you imagine like Becky would be getting back from Raw and Seth would be leaving for SmackDown? It wouldn't really make sense with a little baby, would it? And you're trying to bond as a family.
No.
Yeah. But Alex, on to you, mate.
But for me, this is the, like I'll say, after Jinder and Drew McIntyre, the worst storyline is Bianca and Sasha. Because Sasha made her return out of nowhere and she turns heel on the same day. She returned as a face. After 1 hour, she turned heel. I don't understand, where is Liv Morgan? After Money in the Bank, where is she? They were building her going to win the briefcase. But after the pay-per-view, where is she? Why they are not holding something like the number 1 contenders kind of match for Bianca's title? Why Sasha is coming?
We haven't seen a pre-show yet, so we may get something like that on the pre-show.
Yeah. And now they are trying to do like some sort of faction of Sasha Banks with Carmella and Zelina Vega.
She's good in a faction. Sasha Banks is good as the head of a faction. I give her credit for that. Like, she's the number 1.
Yeah.
Hey, don't call her the boss for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely, I agree. I just feel like the only thing that I want to see now is I'll be very disappointed if tomorrow we don't get an explanation, because the positioning them there for some reason, which is fine, but them two were coming out the other week crying about wanting to be champion and now wanting to have the opportunities and stuff, and now they've just settled and joined behind Sasha. So why? What's the reasoning? What we need to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And they come as a witness or something like that on the contract sign. They come as a witness.
Yeah.
So it is just a lackluster, but yes, the match will be awesome because these both are the athletes in the SmackDown Women's division.
Yeah, I know this is a bit off cuff here, and I'm trying not to be negative, but fucking contract signings, right? I've got one thing to say. You hold a contract signing for Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, all legal and all that crap, the same as you've done with Roman Reigns versus John Cena, all that shite. RK Bro Riddle turns around and goes, "We're going for the titles." At least be fucking consistent if you want to go down that route.
And I'm not able to understand from the past 1 month what this WWE is doing. Contendership match. Contenders match.
Yeah, contenders match.
Yeah, contenders match. What the fuck is that?
Exactly.
do you know what that is, Alex? That's replaced it. Oh, we'll put them in a tag team and see how they coexist.
Can they coexist? Yeah, can they coexist?
That's what we replaced it. Can they coexist with now? Is championship contender matches? Okay, now
I feel definitely Bianca will retain. It is definitely Bianca will retain. Sasha will not going to win.
I think Bianca retains by DQ. I think she wins by DQ because Carmella and Zelina beat her up, and then here comes the man.
And here's the man coming down the. Here she comes. She says the day.
I feel Becky will come after the triple threat of this.
I feel so too. For some reason, they're going to run.
I don't know. I just don't see it. I see her going after. I think because it's so predictable that she'll go for the triple threat. She won't. But don't forget, we've got
unfinished business with Shayna Baszler.
Sorry, we've got the draft coming up.
Yeah.
So if she comes out and surprises, because I think the Bianca Belair match will be after the triple threat. So I think everybody will be expecting it, the triple threat. She doesn't come, and everyone will be like, "Oh, she's not turning up here," and then wham, and on the Bianca Belair Sasha Banks, she comes out.
That's what should happen. That's what should happen. But that isn't what's going to happen. They're going to run back Charlotte and Becky again.
Yes,
For like
correct.
many
Correct.
times.
They're going with Charlotte and Becky only.
Yeah, but the thing is, they could still, don't forget, if they bring Becky into SmackDown now, they've got the draft coming up to correct it and move Charlotte and whoever else they want to put in front of Becky on the other show. They'll probably move Bianca off SmackDown onto Raw at some point, I think.
Yeah,
that could happen.
And a lot of things, like I said or stated earlier, a lot of people are forgetting she has some unfinished business with Shayna Baszler too. So let's get that out of the way before we, can continue with my career kind of thing.
I don't think she needs the title straight away. She's
no, she's better in the search for the title that she is with the title.
She's bigger than the title at the moment, isn't she?
I just want to see
time.
that she beat the hell out of Charlotte. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got so Alex, prediction on this one?
Bianca.
Okay, Harold.
Bianca by DQ.
Zane?
Bianca.
Yeah, I'm going Bianca too. Full house on that one again, guys. Lovely. Okay, so we'll move on to our next women's one. Nikki, Ash. Don't like saying Jess, I just want to say Ash. Versus Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match for the title. I feel like the build up to this fight has been absolute shite. It's just been the worst. Charlotte Flair gets beat by Nikki gets beat by Rhea, Charlotte comes in and DQs. I don't know where they're going with this. I feel sorry for Charlotte Flair because Charlotte Flair is a hell of a talent. She really is a top talent. And
she is. But she's also riding on the coattails of her father too.
But I don't think she is. I think she really is. I don't like her because I just feel like even a moveset and that's kind of just, right. She gets everything. She's in the title picture too much. I feel like she needs to learn to operate without the title. I feel like where Becky Lynch doesn't need a title, where Becky
somebody who's got a head on their shoulders.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Where I feel like Becky Lynch doesn't need the title and she doesn't look out of place without a title, I feel like Charlotte Flair looks out of place without a title. And I don't know whether that's because of the writing or whether Charlotte Flair in her own mind feels like she has to be the champion. I don't really know how it works, do you know what I mean? But, Alex, your thoughts?
Actually, Charlotte's bigger than the championship belt, too. I mean, she really doesn't need it. She really doesn't need the belt.
The amount of title WWE gave her, now they need to cut the title reigns. It was like 13, 14 something. Now they cut it into 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And she's the only woman, I'll say she's the only woman in the entire WWE history who's in the, most of the triple threat matches for the women's title. She's always there.
Yeah.
If it is a one-on-one, she will, WWE will put her in the title picture and it will become a triple threat. They even put her in the Becky versus Ronda Rousey match in the sub.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that match because I don't think she's ever recovered from that match, Charlotte Flair. I don't think she should have ever been there. And I don't feel like the fans have ever looked at it the same since that match.
I don't understand why they give. Okay, his father is 16-time world champion, but it doesn't mean that you have to make her daughter also 16-time women's champion. What is the need?
Thank you.
It is not necessary. His father is greatest heel, so it is not necessary that she should be win all the time. 14 times she already win. Now they cut the 6 title reigns from her title, and now she's 8-time women's champion, something like that. I think every year they will give her 2 to 3 title belts. She win the match, and next day she lose the match. Somebody cashes in on her. 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times people cash in.
The most people
on Charlotte. The most people.
Yeah.
Correct.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So this is I want that Nikki Ash should retain somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want that Charlotte win the match. That's the reason I say that I just want to see that Becky return and she beat the hell out of Charlotte, that at least for 2-3 months she go from the TV.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she does need a break, doesn't she? Me personally, I want Nikki to win because I just see them. I'm ready-made food for Nikki. They're obviously the superhero. They're good versus evil. let's get her versus Alexa Bliss. You put in the good versus evil story. You also put in the fact that the former best friends. It's a feud that writes itself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
So, all right, okay then. So let's have a vote. So Alex winning on this one.
Nikki.
Okay, Harold.
I'd love to see Nikki retain because so far she hasn't had a match where she could retain. So I think she deserves that much.
Yeah.
I go with Nikki.
Shane?
I want Nikki to win, but they're going to hand it to Jordan.
No, I'm going to go with Nikki. I feel like this is where she becomes that superhero and she's celebrating, and then next minute the lights go down, Alexa Bliss's music goes, and we're off to the races. Well, that's how I'd book it anyway. Whether it happens that way is another thing. All right, so we'll move on to
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on to our co-main event of the evening. Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg in a WWE Championship.
Don't say Goldberg. Don't say Goldberg. He's Oldberg.
Oldberg.
Yeah.
Oldberg.
He's not Goldberg. No, he's not gold anymore.
Well, Bill.
He was never gold.
Bill. Right now,
the guy's 54. How can he how can he? I'm sure he has another run in him. Yeah, but I'm not saying that he doesn't. But for him at this point in his career, I can't see him winning the belt again and carrying it for a while.
No.
But hear me out. Hear me out. I actually feel like, against popular opinion, that Goldberg is going to win. Big E is going to cash in on Goldberg because Big E has his dream match, wants his dream match against Goldberg. That big meaty man slapping me. So I think Goldberg wins. Big E cashes in on Goldberg, and Goldberg gets his big moment in front of his son. Sunberg lifts his title, gets to celebrate. Big E cashes in. Maybe it might be a heel move on Big E's part, but I feel like they really want to hand Goldberg the title because that way they're breaking two records. Firstly, he'll become the only person to hold the World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship, and the Universal Championship, and he'll be the oldest WWE champion ever. Yeah. So
I feel like
Goldberg the fact that he's a Hall of Famer, the first Hall of Famer to do so, win a championship. So everybody's forgetting that too.
Well, I feel personally like Big E could get away with a cash in because I think Big E's character and the other week was it when Paul Heyman come out the locker room and he's standing there going with the he's got that mischievous way about him, and I feel like as you say, if Goldberg wins and he holds the title up and he celebrates, Bobby Lashley gets annoyed, bang, hits him from behind, beats him up, and then Big E comes out and goes, Big E comes out and chases Bobby Lashley out the ring, and then he looks and goes, oh, what's this? Do you know what I mean? And then he does that because it could happen like that. I don't know whether it will, but he could get, because of his mischievous character, he could get away with it.
Yeah.
Yes, and another thing too, that everybody forgets that he can cash it in on anybody at any time. So what's to say he can't cash it in on Reigns or somebody or what have you? Because that's what it's for.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of possibilities,
First thing that Goldberg already had his moment in front of his son, like Zayn said.
Yes.
When he beat Kevin Owens for no reason.
And
he
spoiled
the best storyline going on for entire year.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I'll say as well is I don't know whether any of you watched The Bump.
Yeah, I covered that. I covered that for Sportskeeda.
If I was Vince,
I watch it really.
If I was Vince McMahon, I would be fucking fuming. Right? Bill Goldberg goes onto The Bump and says straight away, "I am contracted to 2 matches a year up until 2023. So I have got 2 matches left for next year. This is my second match of the year. So after I have this match, I'm gone." So where on earth does it, if you're a fan and you watch that, you know for a fact.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that it gets $1 million per appearance. So
yeah, but all I'm saying is he's telling us what his appearances are. Yeah. So where on earth is he going to win the title?
If he wins now,
he can't.
and Biggie cashes in. That would be his two appearances. But
But all I'm saying is basically he's taken away the threat of him winning the match by telling us this is his last contracted match this year.
I have like a kind of fantasy booking for this match, this Goldberg versus Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Lashley will destroy Goldberg and he will like pass out with this hurt lock and stuff. And Lesnar will return and face off with Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
That fans are craving from very long time.
Well, they always promised Lashley a match against Lesnar,
because Lashley will beat Goldberg, and Goldberg is the only guy who beat Lesnar several times.
Yeah.
And when Lashley beat Goldberg clean, like squash him, then he will challenge Lesnar one more time. That I am the guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that Lesnar will return. I don't know, but I have a gut feeling that Lesnar will make his return and confront Bobby Lashley. Cash-in will not happen for sure.
Okay, so let's vote then. So Alex,
Lashley,
okay, Harold,
Lashley.
Zane,
Changing my mind. Biggie catches them before the match starts. Triple threat, Biggie wins.
okie doke. Does that essentially, yeah. All right, and Old Big takes the pin.
Yes.
Okay,
I think it's
so
only
we'll
fair
move.
because it's only he only gets a $1 million appearance. So I figure if he's making $1 million, he should make it look good. You know, take
Mate,
the
do you know what? If I was paying him $1 million, I'd walk backstage, I'd backhand him in the face and say, "You'll fucking do as you're told because I'm giving you £1 million." so go and get me a cup of coffee while I decide what the fucking end of the match is. Okay, so we move on to our main event of the evening. We've got Roman Reigns versus John Cena Universal title match. For me, it looks like it could be a potentially straightforward defense for Roman, but we always have that 17th championship win in the mix for Cena. That kind of always gives you that chance that he could win this match. Harold, we'll go to you first, mate. What's your thoughts?
John Cena himself come out and said he doesn't want to break the title record. He doesn't. He wants to leave it where it's at.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying.
He doesn't want to break it. He doesn't want to become known as the guy over
With
Ric
the most
Flair. He doesn't want to do that. He's treating this situation with class.
What does Vince want him to?
Yeah, exactly.
As we said before, WWE can be very bitter when it suits them.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Roman
match
Reigns straight
because
defense on this.
This is the only match which is carrying the entire card.
Exactly.
This is the only match. Even the Rollins versus Edge is not that much. The build-up is not that much huge that it is carrying the card. The only match is Reigns versus Cena. And I feel that Reigns will retain, but Finn Balor will cost Cena.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at. I would love
That's
to see
another
that.
thing. Do you think that Finn Balor could be added to this match on Friday night?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Now
And I
that
can see him coming back as the demon too.
That can happen.
real demon.
That can happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I feel like they've left this match alone a long enough time because they've kind of threatened with Finn, but they haven't done nothing with it. But maybe they wanted to leave it as a singles match to kind of try and promote the pay-per-view, and then at last minute they'll just slot him in there because all tickets are sold and pay-per-views are bought. So
Yeah.
There you go.
Because Finn Balor is not performed as a heel in the main roster. He was heel in NXT.
Yep.
He will
Yeah.
cost Cena the match, and then Cena versus Balor will be like for some pay-per-view or something will be happen.
I
If
feel
they
like
decide to carry that storyline, because Cena himself has stated it's only a 15-city tour, so we don't know where this storyline
Yes.
is going to go.
Yes.
okay,
Now,
so,
I have heard rumors that they want to carry it on further, but that's up to Cena.
Yeah.
Zane?
Yeah, I feel like that if you had asked me this 2-3 weeks ago, I would have been dead sure that Roman's going to win. But after Ric Flair's release, after this rating spike that you've seen because Cena's come back, like whenever they announce Cena for a show, the ratings go up like exponentially. Like, if you've seen the records for the previous Smackdown, the Raw after Money in the Bank as well. I feel like at this point it's a toss-up. Reigns should
Right.
win,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I don't know if that's going to happen. But my pick is still Reigns.
I think that
Okay.
Reigns will win, and Cena will attack Reigns after that, and Big E will cash in
Yeah.
on Reigns.
Yeah.
Everybody's forgetting about Big
Because
E and the Money in the Bank.
Big E teases
Yes.
a cash in an
Right.
interview that he wants to cash in on Reigns.
Mhm.
So that can happen, and I can see
Eh,
that Big E is cashing
I
in
can
on
see him
Reigns.
saying that. I can see him saying that, but also I can see him saying that and cashing in on somebody else like Bobby Lashley, because they wouldn't be looking for it, right?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
can we have the list of the weekends?
Yeah.
You know, we
Sorry, Vic.
on Sunday we're also going to be talking about NXT on Sunday too. So I mean,
Yeah, cool. We'll get to all that. Okay, so let's just get Roman Reigns and Cena out the way. So, Alex, for you, Roman or John?
Reigns, and Big E will cash in.
Harold?
I'd say Reigns, but to put everybody's mind at ease, he's saying he wants to cash in on Roman Reigns. Might even be the case where he could cash in on the other brand and screw with everybody's heads.
Okay, and Zayn?
Roman all the way.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Zayn. I think Roman will retain. We could see a cash in. Now, obviously that's the end of our predictions, but just before we go into wrap-up mode, I just wanted to ask one more as a prediction. Who do we predict will come back, and do we think we'll see any kind of special guests or surprises? And let's see if we get these right, because it'll be an interesting thing to see. If I feel like with a stadium show, we're going to get these big pops, and we're going to get, they're going to bring out the cavalry in some sort of way. So what do we think? I mean, I'll start it off. I believe Stone Cold Steve Austin may be there.
Oh.
I know the Broken Skull Ranch is in Nevada, so it would make sense, wouldn't it, to bring him into Vegas for it? And it wouldn't be really a big out of his way or anything for him to come. Anybody else got
Because
any?
he is in a. I'm thinking Taker as a guest commentator.
Yes,
Because
You know what?
everybody's forgetting about Taker. Like it's like with Taker, you're out of sight, out of mind. Now, for him to come out of nowhere like that, it would be the biggest pop of the year.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go I'm gonna far off, and I'm gonna say The Rock.
Not a bad show.
There is
Not a bad
that
show.
too, because he's supposed
Yes.
to be involved with not SummerSlam.
And the one
Right.
thing don't forget as well is The Rock's actually heavily promoting his Jungle Cruise film, and what a
Yeah.
platform for him to promote that film on, by him coming out and giving a SummerSlam moment.
Not only
Yeah.
that, he's supposedly supposed to be involved in Survivor Series this year, is the rumor too.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Meltzer did report that, but it's gone very quiet about it since. And they did say it was about whether they do it or not. I think we're going to get the Rock Reigns, whether it's next year's WrestleMania or the LA
They
WrestleMania.
will
I
start
feel like it's
this
the-
rivalry from Survivor Series.
It's going to be the LA WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns is going to be the shit out of Brock this time, like this Survivor Series or something.
Yeah. Okay. So, any other surprises we think, or anything that is going to come from left field?
I think two
Lance.
returns will happen. Becky and Brock. They will return.
Okay.
Maybe not Brock. Becky's for sure. I think we all agree on Becky. I think Brock might.
Yeah.
Brock, I could see Brock and Taker both making appearances and being the pops of the night, pops of the year, because it's like Taker. Brock is out of sight, out of mind. Nobody's expecting Brock.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
So I think Austin will probably make an appearance. It makes sense because, as I say, I think he's only about a 2-hour drive from Vegas, isn't he? He's in
well,
the
he's
Broken
based in
Skull
Nevada
Ranch.
anyway, right? So
That's
And
what I
if
mean.
if you notice from the past 2 years at SummerSlam, they are pulling off a surprise that nobody have ever expected.
Yes,
2019 Edge return and Spear Elias.
Yeah.
2020 Roman Reigns comes up out of
Yeah.
nowhere. So this year definitely something is going to happen.
Yeah. Austin comes in, gives a stunner and goes.
Yeah, CM Punk returns.
Jinder Mahal stealing the Money in the Bank briefcase and cashing in on Baron Corbin.
The other thing I'd say as well is we haven't heard much about Daniel Bryan's situation recently.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Has signed with, as far as
I
I heard,
know
he has
I know
signed
everybody.
with AEW.
yeah, but that
we
was like a month
we
ago.
heard that was a potential, and then it's gone very, very quiet, and it's all been about Punk, and there's not been a lot of Daniel Bryan talk. So You know, and
Okay,
I'd heard he wasn't as advanced as Punk.
I think
Yeah.
means there is one, like it is a fantasy kind of booking only. People are expecting Punk will debut at Rampage,
Yeah.
but WWE is posting Punk 5-star matches within a week, like 3 matches they post. Brock versus Punk, Cena versus Punk, and I think so Hardy versus Punk. All are from SummerSlam.
We haven't
If
seen much
at
of
the
Jeff
end
Hardy
of the match,
either.
like Cena and Reigns match ended, and the cult of personality will play, then what will happen?
No, I think like with all the signs, Tony Khan's holding a media scrum after Rampage. If CM Punk does not show up on Rampage, I don't think he would be holding a media scrum.
I think also just to explain the CM Punk videos on YouTube, I think we're trending worldwide at the moment.
Yeah.
WWE, obviously being the business they are looking to monetize it with what they own in the the thing. I think now I think Vince McMahon said it best the other day. He doesn't see AEW as a competitor just yet. And I think he's looking at it and thinking, I'm going to use because once Punk's there, I don't think they'll show much of his stuff. But I think while he's in the process of the big buzz without him actually showing up on their television, I think they're just squeezing out the stuff out of the back catalogue that they've got. Because let's face it, after that, they're probably never going to show him again, and they'll never make any money out them videos again on YouTube or whatnot.
True.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay. Well, we will wrap it up from there, guys, if that's okay. So just to give everybody a bit of a schedule for us over the weekend, we've got a lot going on WrestleBuddy. Tomorrow night we've got the champions of champions, the Clash of Champions as we'll call it. The finale of season 1 of Quiz Buddies. So make sure you look out for that coming up. Yep. So yeah, we've got a thing. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get the win and bring it back to the UK. But we've also got some live streams going on. Alex, do you want to tell us a bit more about them?
Yeah. For an HD SummerSlam.
Yeah. So we've got a live stream for SummerSlam. Watch along. I know
I'm going to have fun with that.
It'd be a lot more chilled out and relaxed than the podcasts and stuff. But also, it'd be good to have everybody in the comments, guys. So if you're watching this, make sure you stop by and have a little chat with everybody. That's what WrestleBuddies is all about. Everyone having fun together and
blind reactions. So, I'm going to be having fun with that. That's all I can say.
And then we've got the our normal Sunday service. Where we're going to review SummerSlam, and
I like the way you put that.
we're going to look at our Sunday service. We'll look at the SummerSlam results. We'll also look at Rampage and any other big talking points through the week of wrestling. And then to finish off the SummerSlam weekend, we'll have the NXT Takeover watch along. That'll be on the Sunday night. So a lot going on, guys. So make sure that you all do get involved with us all, interact. We'll all be live on Twitter and whatnot, social media platforms, talking to everybody. So, message us and get involved in our chats and stuff. And as I say, really important, when we're on the live stream, come and join us. Come and ask some questions. That's what it's all about. It's all about the interview. Got a lot coming up, but
we're
as
busy.
I say, especially on the live streams, come and interact with us. That's what it's all about. It's all about the interaction with you guys who are watching.
It's about having fun. Yes.
Yeah.
It's about having
fun. Make sure you're all coming on. But anyway, guys, this was our SummerSlam predictions. As I say, always go and check out the website, WrestleBuddies.com. See all the articles from all our wonderful writers. And I'll come back over the weekend because, as I say, we've got a lot going on over the SummerSlam weekend. And we hope you all enjoy the content.
Check out WrestleBuddy podcast.
Yeah. And tomorrow is the Quiz Buddies.
Yeah, tomorrow, Quiz Buddies, Clash of Champions, the finale to make the champion a champion. I know Steve already thinks he's got it in the bag.
Steve is already out celebrating.
It's going to be a good one. But I say we've got a lot going on over the weekend. Quiz Buddies, watch-alongs, normal podcast. We'll have articles coming out left, right and centre, bringing you the up-to-date news on everything that's going on over the SummerSlam weekend, AEW, everything that's going on. So stick with WrestleBuddies, guys. Follow us to social medias. Check the YouTube channels. Keep on the website. all the way through.
And subscribe.
And in the words of Matty, please don't sue me. This is the part where we wave goodbye.
Bye.
Peace and love. Pass it on. Keep rocking, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.